Elden Ring bosses with the coldest voice lines. That is what we're going to be discussing in this video. And let me preface one thing. Every single boss in this game aura farms in some way, shape or form. I had to boil it down to voice lines because now even when I'm boiling it down to voice lines, I'm going to be glazing the actual hell out of every single character that pops up in this video. Like, look, even Godrick, the not so golden, tries to aura farm, okay? Like, look, when someone walks into your castle while you're absolutely joking it to a dead dragon, you only have like two options, right? Option 1 is to freak the fuck out, and option B is to double down and tell the guy to kneel. And this man confidently picked option B. So, like, he does give an attempt. And then there's guys like Radahn, the man who doesn't even need a single line of dialogue to be respected by 50% of the entire population of the lands between. Like, bro, there's absolute giga chads like those guys. But we're going to be talking about some of the coldest voice lines they've got today. If you guys have other video ideas, pop them down in the comment sections. Otherwise, consider liking, subscribing to my channel, hit that little notification button, because I'm going to be yapping about a bunch of other content. But with all that said, it's time to get into the video.
Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
Morgott. Now, can we make a tier list of aura farmers without putting this guy into the equation? No, we just can't. This man is the OG and like some of the biggest aura farmers in the entire series of Elden Ring. And the first time he does it is in the very first area. And in the very first area, he aura farms not with his real body, but with one of his illusions. Hello? This guy stands against you, asserting dominance with his like mastery over every single possible weapon. Like, bro, he's got a dagger, he's got a spear, he's got a hammer, and he uses unlimited blade works. When a boss does that to you from the very first area, and that's the thing, this guy appears like a total of what, like 3 times before you actually get to kill this man. And every single time he terrorizes you because he's genuinely difficult. Like, bro, I have spent more time fighting Morgott, the Fell Omen, than fighting Malenia. I have heard, put these foolish ambitions to rest from this man more times than I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella. This man has terrorized my soul and body to the point that, like, that's the thing. I don't even hate this man, bro. Like, this guy in the lore is pretty much the only guy that actually does his job, and he does it really damn well. Also, props to this guy for actually, like, being able to assassinate Radahn at some point. I'm like, what? Bro, you're talking this man is smoking Radahn? And by the way, Radahn is going to be in this tier list, even though he doesn't have any voice lines. I need to talk about that man in some way, shape, or form. But, yeah, like I said, my favorite voice line from this guy is put these foolish ambitions to rest. Simply, no, every single line that comes out of this man is just so damn cool. Like, would you disagree? Would you disagree with that? Bro, like, when you get into the very center of... Fuck, what was the city's name? What was the city's name called? Yeah, Lindell. Yeah, when I entered Lindell, and this guy started saying, "Have it writ upon thy meager grave." Yo, I knew for a fact I was finished on the spot. Like, I've already given so much trauma from Morgott, and this man is pulling up his big sword, which is just like a shattered version of his cane. Bro, the way he summons his weapons as well, the way he pulls out his main Omen Blade thing is so damn cool. And then this man goes to you and says, "Have it writ upon thy meager grave, felled by King Morgott." Oh, I'm finished. I am finished. But yeah, the reason why I picked the kill voice line over that is that it's such a good voice line for general use, if you get what I mean. Like, imagine like a scenario where your friend comes up to you and said, like, asks like, "Yo, do you want to hop in a 2-week Minecraft phase? I've got like a mod pack that we should all play with." And then I look at this shit. The mod pack has like 500 different mods that are potentially viruses. And this guy is telling me to download this shit with a straight face. Brother, put these foolish ambitions to rest, bro. I ain't doing any of that. It's such a useful line. Like when you're hanging out with your friends and we're about to all go home, we're all cooked and tired as shit. And then this guy stares at the local pub and then looks back at me. Put these foolish ambitions at rest. I ain't going for a drink with you. I'm cooked. Let me just get home. It's so good, bro. It's such a good line to use in your daily lives. Bro, absolute goat of a character. This man has like changed the way... Imagine, bro, this character has changed my way of speak. This guy has single-handedly changed my way of speaking. I'm telling you. Like, bro, aura. This guy radiates aura. Absolutely no question. Godrick. Look, I get it. This man is like the biggest donkey in the entire game, entire playthrough, the entire lore as well, man. Like, okay, first of all, you're telling me, right, that you've grafted yourself like 10, 12, like more than a dozen arms on your body, and you only use like 3 or 4 of them. Like, this guy uses, like, let's be real here. This guy uses like 70 or 80% of his arms as decoration. And okay, look, I get it. You might just be the demigod that's like the furthest away from godhood and all, yeah. And so like you're just inevitably the weakest. You've got the weakest genetics out of all the demigods. Okay, I feel you for that, right? But you don't gotta go out your way and stick together so many different arms that you're just not gonna use. Like, bro, I can't reason those arms. It's pissing me off, bro. You're telling me, right? Godrick's soldiers were so down bad for Godrick that he grafted more than a dozen arms just to give each and every single soldier a hand job at the same time. That's the only way I can explain these arms. Like, seriously. But you can wield a great axe that's literally 3 times my size with a single arm. You don't gotta go out your way and grab that many. Like, you just look disgusting. You honestly look disgusting. You look worse than a Discord mod. I'm gonna give you that. Okay, with all of that said though, he actually does have them fire lines. Like, you know that analogy? You know how like the people with the boldest voices are always the stupidest people? Like that kind of like philosophy, that kind of analogy. Yo, Godrick is Godrick is loud. Godrick is bold. He does say a bunch of shit that if any other character that's not Godrick said those lines, it would have been kind of cool. Like, yeah, my favorite line is when he turns into his second phase, right? When he cuts off his arm and then he grabs that big fat dragon onto his right arm and then goes, "Forefathers want it all, bear witness." Bro, I love that line. I love that line. And I also love the "I command thee, kneel." That's also such a really good line. Bro, that's also such a really good line for like, again, general use. But like at that point you're just nerding about Elden Ring. Like, let's be real. You can say put these foolish ambitions to rest because it's such a fancy way of shutting somebody down. But Godrick's voice lines, it's too edgy, and it doesn't really get that much order. But like, again, I really like when he gets the dragon and he becomes so happy. He quite blatantly becomes so damn happy, and it's funny, but it's also really cool at the same time when he just pulls out, literally spits out flames from that dragon. Okay, I admit that part was kind of cool, but because of like the fact that I know that this guy is such a goddamn douche, however cool his voice lines are, I don't know, I can't put him above a meh. So you know what, I'll put you on meh.
I knew you'd come.
Sir Gideon Ofnir. I knew you'd come. Left hook, right hook, body jab, right uppercut, fucking flurry, RKO, intercontinental ballistic missile gambit. And just to put the nail in the coffin, I'm just gonna inject you with 10,000 milligrams of Novichok, okay? Brother, you ain't him. You are not him, okay? You're over here pulling up with a shrimp posture from day one. And then your midget ass stands before me, acting ever so almighty. You know what's crazy? You know it's absolutely crazy when the only time when I thought that this man was kind of cool was in the opening cutscene. Literally in the opening cutscene when the narrator announced this man's name. That is the only point of the game that I thought that, you know, this guy is kind of cool. And you know what? He did give me a few bits and bobs of knowledge, but when he was like, look, there's a difference when Ultron scans the entirety of the internet sees even a smidgen of Rule 34, and then says, "Yo, this world has to go. Humanity has to disappear from the face of this planet." And then, look, there's a difference between that and when Gideon finds out that, yo, I don't think Marika wants anybody to be the Elden Lord, so I'ma just give up and kill this tarnish that is still trying. Brother, you can't be disturbing my glorious journey just because you thought that it was impossible for you to become the Elden Lord. I get you, bro. Keep your mouth shut, bro. I don't want to talk to you. Bro, the narrator was the only person that glazed you up. The narrator glazed you up so much, he called you the all-knowing and everything. And then you just had to bring that shit down. Keep your mouth shut, boy.
I've given thee courtesy enough.
Godfrey. I just realized I'm kind of doing this in a really weird aura. Did I really just say aura? Brother, a really weird order. There's only one way to describe Godfrey, and that is that he is him. He literally is him. Like, bro, you got unfairly dethroned by your own wife. You went on your journey to try and reclaim the throne fair and square, even though you got cheated out of it. Even when your wife did you so dirty, you decided to play fair and square and come up right in front of the throne. Like, bro, you realize how much discipline you need to pull that shit off? Not only discipline, do you realize the amount of power that you need? The amount of power, the amount of aura that this man has to actually make that kind of decision. Bro, okay, this is hard. This is really difficult because, again, every single line that this guy only spits bars. This man specifically only spits bars, and he speaks in literal testosterone. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Oh, no, I've got one. Bro, there was this one line where you could tell that you were absolutely finished. Bro, what you were facing was a noble king and a tyrannical warrior. And the point you realize that is when he tells you, "I have given thee courtesy enough." Oh, I'm cooked. I am finished, bro. Like, the moment he said that, I was like, nah. What I'm about to face is a man who has suppressed his inner desires for this entire time, for the sake of formality. This guy tried to respect me as a fighter, and I've proven to this man that I've got the strength enough for him to throw away all that respect and start doing dirty fights as a true man. Like, as much as I pissed myself, I had to stand my ground. And this guy, at the same time of instilling so much fear into my soul, he also encouraged me to face him from the very front. Aura! Oh, he's a warrior. Oh, he is a warrior, he was, bro. I would happily take another one of his RKOs.
Your strength. Extraordinary.
Malenia. Look, I want to first of all say that Malenia is probably like the most overhated character in the Elden Ring. Because, look, let's be real here. The thing that she did to Caelid is basically almost entirely because of Miquella, right? Like, she is one of the first characters to be Miquelested, you know? Like, most of the demigods in Elden Ring are Miquelested, or they get Miquelested over the course of the story. And once you get Miquelested, it's finished. You're finished. You're basically entirely under his command. And his command to Malenia was, yo, go get Radahn, because I want to be a god with him. I want to be gay with my brother. Holy shit. Yo, Elden Ring lore is kind of crazy. But yeah, even when Malenia nuked the entirety of Caelid, like, let's be real here. Even when Malenia actually nuked the entirety of Caelid to become, like, one of the layers of hell, I'm gonna tell you one thing. She has been suppressing that shit. The Scarlet Rot, which comes from an outer god, by the way. She's fighting off an entire outer god as a demigod. That's already crazy. She's been suppressing that shit for hundreds of years. And she only slipped up because she couldn't beat Radahn. Okay. Bro, them homies be waiting for that one time you slip up and they say that you're the monster. When you've been holding off that shit for hundreds of years. I think my favorite voice line for Malenia is the one when you defeat her. Because not only does she actually praise you for your skill after, like, I don't know, like 400 tries, she also I kind of feel like she's kind of admitting that the Scarlet Rot is cheating. The Scarlet Rot is a little bit of a hack's move, low-key. When Malenia nuked the entirety of Caelid, she kind of used it as a last resort. When she went on to her second phase to become this like rock goddess, she waited for you to defeat her in her base form. Look, she used the Scarlet Rot every single time as a last resort because even she knew that it was like, it's literally like an absolute source of power. And it's like genuinely cheating. Now, I think she's just genuinely impressed. She was surprised at the fact that the literal outer god's curse that even she could not fend off herself was taken out by you. It's like a level of respect that you get from Malenia that feels like a really nice trophy. The Malenia fight itself was an amazing fight, and to finish it up, to put the cherry on top, she spat bars. Okay, she gave me the chills, bro.
Maliketh, the Black Blade.
Maliketh. Oh, Godrick, I am so sorry, Godrick. Oh my days, bro. I felt so bad when I saw this guy at the top of Farum Azula. Brother, look, I get that you're doing your job, but I'm gonna be real with you. Your brother, your sister, whatever the fuck that thing is, it's kind of fucked up in the head, okay? I had to do the deed. I had to do the deed, and I had to steal this little thingamajiggy called the Rune of Death because we kind of need that in the world's ecosystem. Now, let's be real here. Maliketh is literally designed to be liked by every single man in the entire world. Bro, you're literally fully clad in black metal armor with golden flavors? What was it? Yeah, golden accents, right? With your long ass silver mane and a black blade, a big black blade that shoots red shit. Oh my days. The crimson red slashes from this man. Oh my. They took edgy, doubled it down, and then tripled it down, and then squared it and then powered it by 5. Oh, I love this guy. I love this guy's design so much. Like, bro, I think this man's character design has the most aura out of all of the bosses. Like, he's probably like the coolest boss by appearance. And yeah, low-key, I gotta give the favorite voice line to his kill voice line, because bro, being told to cower with a husky deep voice, it's like, brother, you're not only doubling down and squaring it by 5, you are, I don't know what kind of multipliers you're using at this point. You are amplifying this man's badassness by like an unimaginable number near infinity. Oh my days, you gave everything, absolutely everything edgy, and then slapped it onto this man. And that includes his voice lines. He's like the most menacing being. Now, brother, I would get the chills just from seeing a Maliketh. And when Maliketh speaks, I would genuinely freeze. That's how it goes. Morg. If we're talking pure aura, he is like nowhere near Morgott. Bro, Morgott got the same game inherited directly from Godfrey. But Mohg, I mean, you're kind of cool. Bro, again, you've got like the edgy ass design with the black and red everything and the goddamn trident. But like, this man was probably like the most obsessed guy to Miquella. Again, I'm not saying that you were Miquelested, but then again, but there's like presentation in it. Like this guy is most blatantly a simp towards Miquella if you're comparing it to all the other demigods. And that kind of representation kind of ruins my impression of Mohg a little bit. In terms of aura, like this guy wouldn't be up here. But let's be real here. He does have the charisma enough to create an entire cult with a shitload of followers. But anyways, Mohg, bro, there is an obvious winner. There is an obvious winner when it comes to voice lines. Like, I forgot to mention this analogy with Elden Ring voice lines. But if a voice line is yellowable, actually, this goes to say with all the other Souls games, all the other FromSoft Souls games, right? If a voice line is yellowable, bro, then I would scream it every single day of the week. When you've got the greatest battle cries, when you got the most riveting shows of power, yeah, automatically on the cool side, okay? And the fact that this man can start and maintain a cult while screaming, Nihil! 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 I don't know what this guy's vocal cords are about. because I yelled that shit just now and my throat is in so much pain right now. The moment he yelled that shit, I knew for a fact he was having fun with me, bro. He was having so much fun with me, and you know what? I got the chills, bro. I got the chills when you pulled out those wings as soon as you finished that blood-sucking ritual. Like, compared to your brother and your father, you might not be up there. You might not be up there. But you've still got a lot of presence, I'll give you that.
A celebration of war! The Radahn Festival!
Radahn! Now, I put Radahn into the list, even though he doesn't have any voice lines, for one reason and one reason only. This guy doesn't even need to speak himself out there for people to know that this guy was the biggest Chad of the entirety of Lands Between. But this guy has the biggest following of warriors, the biggest following of challengers, and is maintaining an entire army even though he's mentally a cripple. And the crazy thing is, nobody, absolutely nobody has spoken ill of Radahn in the entirety of Elden Ring. I don't think there's a single character that canonically spoke ill of him. He is sung in songs, legends, epics. Every story tells you that this man is the greatest warrior of all time. This guy got done dirty, and yet people still sing him in song. Aura! Aura! Absolutely zero question. Aura! Radagon, let me just tell you one thing. You don't got the same game as Radahn, and that's why I put you in the list. That's why I even put you in the list, because again, you don't even have any voice lines, but I put you in just to get a contrast between you and Radahn. Because I'm gonna tell you what, brother, there's like an unimaginable number of people in the Lands Between who have spoken ill of Radagon. And this guy's also a douche as well. Like, brother, you had a good wife called Renala, and then you cheated onto your goddess mummy, and then what, you became one with her? Huh? You're a piece of shit. Okay, you made a woman so obsessed with birth and rebirth, and you yourself became so obsessed with taking away death as an entire concept. Yeah, no shit people talk shit about you. Brother, you know what? You are the final boss. You are the final boss because you're the common enemy. You are literally the common enemy, and the only reason why people don't fight you is because you're like the only guy that's the pure god. Motherfucker, you ain't shit, bro. I'm glad that you didn't speak a single line, because you better keep your mouth shut. Finished. Gone.
I serve never die.
Rykard. Do you guys have that one friend who's like really damn weird by nature, but he doubles down so much to the point that I just respect this man? That's what I see about Rykard, right? Brother, you're so dedicated to your own beliefs that you made yourself be eaten by snakes. Like, tell me a person in this entire world that wouldn't go, huh? You were eaten by a who? And you're doing what now? Being the devourer of gods? Like, hello? But he's so cooked to the point that I just gotta give him respect. He got no shame in being a snake, and he got no shame in gulping up the gods eventually, or whatever he was gonna do. And that's why I gotta give the props to his kill voice line. No, not the kill voice line. The one that his voice line when we defeat him. Because bro, even when you show this man the almighty power that is the Serpent Hunter, even when we have a weapon that's literally designed to slice this motherfucker in 10,000 different separate pieces, this guy's like, hey, 1 second, let me cook. I can still continue on my plans if someone else eats me up. Let me cook. And like, when I saw his like assistant person, I forgot her name. What was her character? What was her face? Tanith. Yeah, that's her name. Yeah. When I saw her starting to eat this guy, I gasped, kept my jaws wide open, eyes popping out of my sockets, frozen in place, controller in hand, with absolutely zero movements for a minute straight at least. This guy quite literally made me freeze. Like, he literally just gave me domain expansion to Infinite Void or some shit. But that is gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed, consider like, commenting, and subscribing to this channel. Again, I am trying to hit my first 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2026. I'm gonna try and dish out some videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. I might make some around and in between those days. But do stay tuned for my yap sessions. But with all that said, 'tis goodbye.